Batting second, the pitcher, number 11, Carson Stoffer. Batting third, playing second base, number 6, Grayson Randall. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 9, Jake Sanderson. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 5, Clint Bundy. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 24, Parker Staley.
Prayer is a conversation you have with yourself about the things you cannot change. However, prayer is a conversation you have with God about things He can change. So the next time you are tempted to complain or worry about those things out of your control, why not talk to the one who can change those things, Jesus Christ? This is Richard Boyle, pastor of Marysville Baptist Church.
Your umpires for this game behind home plate is Aaron Tinkle. First base, Lars Berkland, and working third base, Joe Lopez. Off for San Juan. The catcher, number 9, Parker Snyder.
V6 Media covering a 2A elimination baseball game between the San Juan Broncos and the Enterprise Wilkes. And Parker Snyder just hits a fly ball to center fielder Brady Crouch for out number 1 on the F8.
Yeah, Brady Crouch made a really nice diving play to catch that one into short right field.
So the San Juan Broncos are the visiting team in this one. Pitch from Carson Stoffer is driven right up the middle by Garrett Young for a base hit. First hit in the ball game for the San Juan Broncos.
Yeah, these two teams, Willie, played back in March, on the 10th of March, and it was Enterprise 15, San Juan 0. But right now, San Juan Bats coming out swinging.
They said that he trapped that one out there.
Oh, I thought he got that, but you're right. Well, the first base umpire actually. This is Young with the single.
There's another one hit right back up the center by Jersey Neves for the second hit of the ball game. We'll get this thing all figured out here. We had kind of a late start, kind of rushed here. That's going to bring up Cooper Palmer. He'll be followed by Ian Johnson and Colin Baker. Cooper hitting .371 with 2 home runs, 31 driven in. They're facing Carson Stoffer with an 0.68 ERA, 20.2 innings pitched, 8 base on balls, 31 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to Cooper from the left-hand side. He swings and misses at the first one, strike 1.
Yeah, Cooper will be playing first base today. Carson Stoffer, the pitcher for Enterprise.
Next pitch, fouled off. Straight back for strike 2. Yeah, we'll work on getting you the rest of the lineups here. We had a little technical difficulty getting on the air with B6 Media here. They've got things figured out. We got the problem fixed on our end, and they're good to go. So here's the 0-2. That's going to be hit at the shortstop, knocked down. Tough play there for Parker Staley. Had to go to the third base side. Did knock it down, saved a run.
Yeah, and you got to give that one a base hit as well. So back-to-back singles from the San Juan hitters. That's going to bring up Ian Johnson. He'll be pitching today for the San Juan Broncos.
First pitch, bunt attempt there from Ian Johnson, batting from the left-hand side.
Kind of dropped his back, dropped his top hand right there as he dropped the barrel of the bat. Was trying to maybe just slap that one down
third
baseline and fouls it straight back. And the umpire's going to tell the San Juan players, make sure you're completely in the dugout down there.
He'll be calling, Ian Johnson will be followed by Colin Baker, the center fielder. Next pitch outside for ball one. Evens things up at 1-1.
Well, and you better be able to throw a curveball to this San Juan team. Right now they're teeing off on the fastballs.
So Carson Stoffer comes with the curveball. He heard you.
Yeah, and he took a lot off that pitch, and it did. It forced Johnson to stay back a little bit longer, wait on it, and he just fouls it straight back. And Stoffer ahead in the count, 1-2.
And Johnson came in hitting 377. Takes the next curveball. That's going to find a hole out there. That's 4 straight hits. That's going to go for at least a double. That's going to score 2 runs. Here comes the throw in.
Yeah, 4 straight hits. That's probably going to grab some attention from that Enterprise dugout. And Coach Bundy single and 2 RBIs. Nice piece of hitting right there from Ian Johnson, and that's exactly what it's going to do. Bring Bundy out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change already as he's pointing around and giving direction.
We'll be back on the V6 Media Network. Park, the new pitcher, is Tracy Randall for the Enterprise Wolves. We'll get some numbers on him here in a little second. First pitch, Colin Baker is ball one. Clint Bundy moved from catcher to first base. Jackson Hyatt's at second base now. Next pitch is a ball.
And I think they moved the first baseman, Ty Staley, out to left field.
Ty Staley.
We'll make sure of that, but I think that's the change.
And Jackson Hyatt at second base. Carson Stauffer goes back to catcher. 2-0 pitch. All three.
Yeah, the infielders are in for Enterprise. Trailing 2-0 here early in the top of the first with one out.
There's old automatic for strike one. Losing on
a few people upset on the San Juan side. Enterprise have to see strike one.
Some balls up there.
That's going to bring up Dallin Mendoza, the second baseman.
Dallin Mendoza comes in hitting .394, 1 home run, 20 runs driven in.
Infielders double play depth up the middle. Corners are still in.
So just the one out. All right, there's got strike one. See if Tracy Randall can get things dialed in here. Coach Kyle Bundy, the Enterprise Wolves, facing the San Juan Broncos here in an elimination ball game. Their ball hit toward the shortstop, knocked down. Good throw to third base. Good job there by Parker Staley. That shortstop to get the lead base runner out there, even though the run scores.
Yeah, really good play from Parker Staley. Not only did he have to dive to make the play, kind of in that 5-6 hole, but he had to quickly get up and make a throw to the third baseman, Jake Sanderson, for the out.
So, infielder's choice, runners at first to second. Jake Ivins hitting .294, 15 driven in. Up to 2 outs. Facing Tracy Randall, the curveball stays upstairs for ball one.
Well, so far, too, these San Juan Broncos are not being fooled at the plate at all. Each one of these players that have had a chance to hit have stung the ball pretty well.
So 3 runs on 4 hits. That next pitch is a ball. 3 runs on 4 hits so far for the San Juan Broncos. Enterprise yet to get their chance. They are the home team here. Next pitch, outside. Ball 3. But we saw San Juan whacking the ball yesterday just like this. Next pitch, old automatic right down the middle.
Batter in this inning, Brandon Bethea.
The number 9 hitter in the lineup, Brandon Bethea, comes in hitting .309, 16 runs driven in. One of the only 2 players on the ball club that doesn't have a home run. Jake Ivins, that just got walked, was the other one. First pitch down for ball 1. Got no place to put him. Going to have to pitch to him.
Yeah, and you talked about San Juan. They get here via the win over Gunnison 6-5 yesterday.
Stopping throws behind. Oh, they get
got
it.
him out. Didn't get back to the bag.
Get back to the bag.
Major base running blunder when you're on first base and got runners ahead of you on second and third. You can't be getting thrown out by the catcher, getting back into first.
So in the top of the first inning, the San Juan Broncos, they come up with 3 runs. They do it on 4 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. So at the end of 1/2 inning of play, it's the San Juan Broncos 3, Enterprise Wolves coming to bat. We'll be back on the V6 Media Network.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson, we're back here on V6 Media, channelv6.com at Larry H. Miller Field, BYU campus. Got a 3-0 ball game. Enterprise finding themselves down 3 runs to the San Juan Broncos. They're just going to get their first at bat. They're going to face Ian Johnson, the left-hander. First pitch to Brady Crouch, strike 1. Brady Crouch will be followed by Carson Stauffer and Trayson Randall. Next pitch, left-hander hit towards the third baseman. Going to go foul for strike 2. Jake Ivins had come in, started to pick it up. I think I would pick it up while it's foul.
I was going to say, I'm surprised he didn't get it foul in case it,
He let it on go, but you made the point yesterday. There ain't the
you don't get the
fringe of the grass.
Yeah, I was just going to say he knows that they're probably not going to get a bad hop, but otherwise you definitely want to feel it when it is foul and make sure you get it so that it doesn't bounce back fair, but that one stayed foul.
Brady Crouch comes in hitting 400, 11 RBIs. He's going to hit one that's going to fall in there in front of the center fielder, Colin Baker, for the first hit of the ball game for the Enterprise Wolves, so they come right back. Could be one of them games.
Yeah, we talked about it. A lot of runs. You've got to be able to hit the baseball. We saw it in the game previous with Duchesne scoring 10 runs to beat Beaver 10-5. But you drop in the loser's bracket, you got to be able to hit the baseball and score a lot of runs.
Pickoff attempt over there, Brady Crouch. Brady Crouch, probably the speediest of the Enterprise Wolves for Coach Kyle Bundy. First pitch, hit right at the shortstop. He knocks it down. He's going to go to second for one. They're not going to get the second, but they do get the lead runner out there on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, and that's going to get a lot of cheers from the San Juan crowd, recognizing the nice play out there from the shortstop, Garrett Young.
Garrett Young, good job there to dive, get that, come up, and be able to get the strike to Talon Mendoza covering second for the force out. That's going to bring up Trayson Randall, hitting 413 with 14 runs driven in. Left on this one. Carson Stauffer takes the lead off. That first pitch misses for ball 1. Next pitch stays up. No, called that a strike, huh? Okay. We'll just see what the umpire does. Next pitch, curveball in at strike 2.
Yeah, Ian Johnson, not a lot of velocity out there. Does come from the left side, obviously. This Enterprise lineup, they've always got 2 or 3 lefties, but it's lefty on lefty.
Runner had gone, they going across first base, but Carson Stauffer stole one on him.
Yeah, he just went first movement. He just outran the throw from pitcher to first and first over to shortstop. But Garrett Young give up on it too, as once again, Crouch slid into the base and actually went past the bag. Talon Mendoza was trying to get him to keep the tag on him.
Next pitch outside for ball 2.
That's one thing if you're paying attention and watching on what's going on.
Trayson Randall lists that one foul. Looks like the third baseman. Everybody's going to come over there. Pitcher Ian Johnson takes it himself for the P1.
And what I was saying is, if you've been paying attention, watching how this field plays, anytime anybody's on the base, you should always just hold the tag on them everywhere they go in case they come off.
Slide on by. Brings up Jake Sanderson, hit 395, 3 home runs, 22 runs driven in. Swing and miss, strike one. Talked about that P1. Every position on the field has a number. Pitcher 1, catcher 2, first base to third, 3, 4, 5, shortstop 6, outfield left to right, 7, 8, and 9. P1 is a pop up to the pitcher. Next pitch upstairs for ball 1. Bat in the lineup here. One ball, 2 strike. Pick off for Tim. Ian Johnson just spins and holds the ball.
Yeah, that time Ian Johnson just recognizing Brady Crouch getting too big a lead, and so he turns and just looks him back.
That's Carson Stauffer there. They've never seen that one before. Brady Crouch got him on the first.
Oh, you're right.
That
yeah.
Force out on that fielder's choice.
Yeah.
That's Carson Stauffer. He's got good speed as well. Not your atypical catcher. He's not the turtle. There's one from Sanderson. Puts a charge into that one. That one hops the fence. Sanderson's on the way to second base. He got the stand-up double.
Yeah, Sanderson hit that pitch well. Just a fastball down and in, and he turned on it. Gets the double and the RBI.
Yeah, if there was no doubt off the bat, the only question in my mind was if that ball was going to stay in here. Yeah, and hit about 3 foot from the base of the fence. So, 3-1 ball game. 2 outs. That's going to bring up Clint Bundy, hitting 317, 18 runs driven in. That pitches up. Bundy's a big kid, but he's not that tall. Yeah. Next pitch. Upstairs as well for a ball.
And Bundy started as the catcher, and then with the pitching change went to first base.
And Johnson, not a lot of velocity, but like you say, just kind of slings that ball. That's it right after shortstop. Garrett Young got it. He's across the diamond to Cooper Palmer for out number 3 on the 6-3 put out. But the Enterprise Wolves, they come up with 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were one runner left on base at the end of 1 complete. It's 3-1. San Juan will be back on V6 Media.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help. By delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, we'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help. V6 Media.
Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel, and the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Coach Labrum, he really loves to see the success of his players after baseball. He loves to see a lot of these young men he's coached be successful husbands, be successful in their jobs, be successful as fathers. That means a lot to him. I've heard him say it. It makes him proud to see these boys that he's mentored and coached grow up to be good people.
First pitch this time around is strike 1.
Yeah, Brandon Thea was up to bat with loaded bases when it was Jake Ivins that got thrown out first base by the catcher.
Pitcher Jason Randall outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the second inning in a 3-1 ball game in favor of the San Juan Broncos. There's one that's just lifted. That's going to be trouble. That's Tweener. That's going to get down in there just in front of the right fielder. Has a little trouble picking it up. Dallin Bowler out there, but the base hit.
If you're Coach Jens Nelson, you got to really be excited about that hit, but you also got to be frustrated because if that hit would have happened last inning with loaded bases, that'd have been 2 more runs.
Yep, you'd have been up 5-0. But there's nobody out. Got a runner on first. That gets you back to the top of the lineup. Parker Snyder comes in, hit 406, 1 run, 21 runs driven in. He'll face Tracy Randall for the first time. Throws a runner. There's a throw from Stauffer. Good strong throw, even though he had a tough pitch to try and get out there on.
Well, that time Jackson, I admit, it's just what we talked about too. He put the tag on him and kept the tag on him the whole time.
It's up for down for a ball on the outside. Next pitch from Tracy Randall, swing and a miss. Swing right over the top of a good fastball there from Tracy Randall. Next pitch. Downstairs. The ball to, I know Coach Bundy would have liked to got through there without having to use Randall in this ball game, but like you say, the loser goes home. Winner's got to stay and play another game tonight. You got to wear everybody out.
Well, and sometimes too, it just depends on the situation, but just because a pitcher struggled here in this game, if you win this game, doesn't mean that same pitcher wouldn't be able to come back in the next game and throw really well.
So, Carson Stauffer, good strong arm, tries to throw behind the runner there, Brent Bethea at second base, but not in time to throw it up the third base side. Next pitch is going to be base on balls. Given up. Second one given up by Tracy Randall. He came in last inning after Carson Stauffer couldn't make it through. Coach Clint Bundy's going to come out and talk to the team. Not quite sure if he's going to take the ball from.
Well, then we saw someone go down in the bullpen. I wasn't sure if it was Jake Sanderson or not, but I don't know if he's just talking right here. He is. He's going to go to Sanderson right there. Make the change.
All right. Well, we make a change. We'll go back to the studio. You're with Willie Akers and Nolan Anderson here at Larry H. Miller Field, 2A Baseball on the V6 Media Network. Okay, we're back. Pitching change. Jake Sanderson's a new pitcher. Comes in from third base. Tracy Randall moved from pitcher to third base. And Jake Sanderson's going to face Garrett Young in Jersey Neves and Cooper Palmer.
Well, and Coach Bundy, we've talked about it. He's been here before, already trailing 3-1, runners at first and second with no outs, and you're basically at the top of the lineup. He made another pitching change. Doesn't want this one to get out of hand too early.
So Gary Young had a single his last time up, scored the first run after 4 straight hits. Oh, Carson Stauffer almost went back, but there was nobody covering. Second base. Brent Bethea got quite a ways off there. left-hand side. Pitch. Upstairs, that gets the call. Strike one, and things up a 1-1. Kind of three-quarter angle to the right straight over the top. Looks like Tracy Randall.
Yeah.
Pretty similar stuff. Just trying to see if he can find the strike zone a little more consistently. That curveball didn't find anything but a lot of air outside. Stauffer comes up. Carson Stauffer, one of the better catchers in the league. Parker Snyder, another one moving behind the plate for the San Juan Broncos after not landing there. Enterprise, Utah. Southwest Utah against Southeast Utah. Next pitch in there for strike two.
Probably definitely the two teams that have traveled the furthest.
Okay. I think that's a safe bet, Coach. Let's go to Las Vegas on that one.
Yeah.
That one's moved towards the center fielder. That's going to drop in there. And then real quick, Brady Crouch with the...
I don't know what the San Juan hitters had for breakfast or where they've been getting their BP, but man, they're swinging a hot bat right now.
No, that one wasn't hit hard, but just hitting the right spot. We've seen a couple of them. Second hit in the inning, the sixth in the ball game. Loads the bases. Jersey Neves takes first pitch, the ball one.
Yeah, Jersey Neves single, Cooper Palmer following him single, Ian Johnson after him single.
Yeah, Jersey Neves 367 average, 1 home run, 30 runs driven in. Swinging a miss. He had a healthy cut at that one.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. He really took a big cack. But you can, when you're 1-0 and looking to drive one in the gap.
Let the bases juice. Let's see if you can't drive one into the trees out there in left field. Definitely looking that direction. Next pitch downstairs and in for ball two. The pitch. It stays upstairs. I thought there for a second Blue was going to stand up and call that a strike. I might have run down there and tackled him.
All the advantage now to Jersey Neves. 3-1 count, loaded bases here. Top of the second.
That's going to be fair. That's going to be at least a triple. That's going to clean the bases. Mendoza's got good speed. He's at second. He's going to go for third, and he's going to have it standing up.
Clear the bases. You talked about it. He's got a loaded bases opportunity. He gets the pitch on the outside part of the plate, and he just takes it and hits it right where it was pitched, down the right field line for the triple.
And 3 RBIs. So that gives them 33 for the year now. That's going to bring up Cooper Palmer. Cooper was one of them 4 straight hits. He was the next to last 4 straight hits in last inning.
And you still have to go back to getting picked off first base, or they might have had a few more runs there in the first inning.
Score a run, it's hit the second baseman. I have the first base for the out on the 4-3 put out. First out in the ball game.
That's what you want to do. Run at third base, get a pitch that you can pull, hit it to the right side, or drive it to the outfield, and good piece of hitting from Cooper Palmer to get that run across.
4 runs on 3 hits in this inning. That's going to bring up Ian Johnson. He had that 4th of 4 straight hits back in the first inning. Takes strike one. Seven to 1's your score. Next pitch, swing and a miss. That got a little piece of it, Blue says, but stayed in the glove of Carson Stauffer.
Yeah, just kind of pulled off that pitch a little bit.
Dixon's a curveball, just hit lazily to left center field.
Yeah, that time he just stayed back and got the hands through, squared it up pretty good, and then just let the bat do the work.
Did not try to overpower it. He stick where it's pitched. Number 20 is going to run And number 20 there is Brody Bilboa. So Brody Bilboa for Ian Johnson, the courtesy runner. Next hitter is Colin Baker with run on first.
He might have got away with a balk right there too, as I don't think he came completely set.
So ball one, I believe that was. Bilboa at first base gets a good lead. There's the curve ball.
That's got a curve ball there.
Call that a ball.
I thought it was a strike.
Yeah,
I think it is 1-1. Yep, that's what he called. The scoreboard's a little bit slow. There's still one out, too. They don't show that on the board as well.
So the 1-1 on its way. Drifted towards the right fielder, Dallin Bowler. He's under it. He's got it. Gets back into the cutoff man. So the F9 is out number 2. Just about to face Tellen Mendoza, the 8th hitter in the inning.
Yeah, and he's the one that he was the hit into a fielder's choice and got the RBI. That's the one where Parker Staley dove to the 5-6 hole, made a really nice play.
There goes the runner. Stauffer throws, but he had to go behind the hitter to field the baseball and then come up throwing. And ball 1. And by that time, Bilboa was there, not to get confused with Rocky.
Yeah.
Next pitch, that's going to find the
just right on
the line. That's going to be a stand-up double at least.
From our angle, it looks like he landed right on the line or just inside the line fair for a double and an RBI. Big 2-out piece of hit right there from Tellen Mendoza.
This is his 21st RBI of the season.
That's going to bring the infield together here. Still nobody down in the bullpen. But
I think short of Coach Kyle Bundy, who else is he going to throw in this ball game?
I don't know. I think the discussions just say, hey guys, and maybe it's just to remind everyone that we do have 2 outs. Let's just go get the third one right here and get back in.
It's just the bottom of the second inning, or top of the second inning, I should say. Jake Ivins, the 9th batter. Looks at ball 1.
Well, we talked too about how hitting's contagious, and right now it's contagious all through that lineup for the San Juan Broncos.
No kidding. Swing and a miss. The swing over the top one had a good healthy cut. Looked to me like he was looking to take that to that big hole out there in right center field. Dallin Bowler's moved over to protect the line. Leaves a big hole with Brady Crouch playing straight up. Brady's got the speed to cover out there, but ball hit just right and hard. It's going to go all the way to the breeze sign out there. Oh, that's going to hit the catcher's going to take it himself. So the G1 was the 3rd out. But the San Juan Broncos come up with 5 more. They do it on 5 more hits. There were no errors, and there were just the 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 2 complete, it's San Juan Broncos 8. The Enterprise Wolves 1 will be back on V6 Media.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on Team Hive. That's teamhive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Acres, Nolan Anderson back here at the Larry H. Miller Field, leading things off for the Enterprise Wolves in the bottom of the second inning. Down 8-1 is going to be Parker Staley, Clayton Bowler, and Tice Staley, facing Ian Johnson, who's got an 8-1 lead. First pitch to Staley in the dirt, whatever you call that stuff that's around home plate on a turf field. Into the turf.
Yeah, right now if you're Ian Johnson, you got to throw with a lead. You got an 8-1 lead, you got to just throw strikes.
All that dirt colored turf. Downstairs as well.
And he kind of comes little, three-quarter to almost sidearm, just kind of slings it in there.
Right back into the inside corner.
Doesn't throw super hard. Enterprise hitters just have to stay back in the box and be patient.
Stays outside, ball 3. Oh, that's the first 3-ball count. Ian Johnson. Call that a positive for the Enterprise Wolves. That one in and was fouled off towards Bundy. Comes off the end of the dugout screen there, right to Coach Kyle Bundy. Strike 2. First full count that Ian Johnson has had to face. Pitch. That one upstairs. Base on balls. Base on balls. They need base runners. Brings up number 99. Clayton Bowler comes in, hit 317, 7 runs driven in.
He's got to be an Aaron Judge fan.
Yes.
Not many 99s.
Well, there's been a bunch of 99s before him.
I guess Manny Ramirez, a few of them.
Kid for Beaver State now.
By you, Jake Eichel.
Pitch upstairs for ball 1. There's a few others, but I'm a big Aaron Judge fan myself. Ball 2. That's a tough climate to work in up there in New York. Home run. Yes.
That's the lefty versus lefty matchup right here. Parker Staley on first base, draws the walk.
Better of it, comes back.
Well, I think the assistant coach came out and said, hey, your either your batting glove or your card come out of your back pocket, so he picked it up.
Throw across there to get Clayton or Parker Staley leading. We've got an update here at the end of 2. It's Canyon 8, Union 2. Washington Innovation probably want to make note of that one. That's in 3A happening over at Kearns Field at Cottonwood High School. Robert Lovell and Corey Sorensen from Mid-Utah Radio over there covering that. Next pitch is upstairs, ball 3.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch right there. Clayton Bowler obviously knowing the strike zone, lays off that one.
Goes over there again.
I understand you want to keep it close, but you got to need one lead. I don't think Coach Bundy's going to be stealing a whole bunch. You get thrown out there, take any runner off the bases. They're going to try to play it station to station and hit their way around.
You would think that would be the way. We've been proved wrong a couple times this weekend already, Coach. Next pitch. Tough for the watch football, but Clayton Bowler does. Second, the back-to-back walks. First walks given up by Ian Johnson's coach.
Yeah, back-to-back base on balls, and so pitching coach for San Juan's going to go up the mound and talk it over. That's the one thing, you kind of get lackadaisical because you build an early lead like that, 8-1 lead, and then you come back and give up 2 base on balls.
Well, just had a pretty long break in that last inning, after they scored 5 runs. So that's going out and remind him, hey, do what you've been doing. You got 7-run lead. So umpire just signaling that was his first visit. He can get 2. The second one, he's going to have to make the change. That brings Ty Staley, first baseman, putting 296 with 2 runs driven in.
Night early right there, ball 1.
Everybody's listening to him. There's one that's driven just foul. Ty Staley, like that one.
Yeah, he turned on that one, just hit it, like you said, just foul. Even if that would have been fair, the third baseman for San Juan, Jake Ivins, now he's moved over to the line a little bit, but he was playing kind of a little bit more towards the shortstop side of that 5-6 hole, and there was a big gap down that line.
Yeah, we have to take a little break in the action while Brant Bethea runs over, gets that ball that came to rest in play. And they're about the 247 foot down the left field line. 402 feet out to center field. Alleys are 380 and 388 left to right. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, almost got it. He stands still, he's on base, huh?
Yeah, if you're Enterprise, you got to do that. You got to take every hit by pitch, every big base on balls, every chance you get to get on base. You want to do it.
Staley, he can find the hole there. Like I said, station.
Yeah, he probably would have made it, but Coach Bundy knows the significance of not taking any chances right here. You're down this early in the bottom of the second. There's lots of baseball to be played, but you can't run yourself out of any inning.
Yeah, got no outs. One spot away from getting back to the top of the lineup. You got Jackson Hyatt hitting from the left-hand side. Got a lot of things you can do here. I think it's a little early to get up and run for an out.
Yeah, it is. At the same time, too, San Juan, you're on the verge of letting Enterprise right back in this game. You might want to consider about getting someone loose if you have them, or even going out and making a change.
Yeah. But nobody in the bullpen down there. I haven't seen any action yet, even when Coach went out there. Next pitch, that's driven right up. That's going to be a double play.
Well, that's how fast you can get yourself out of a jam. That ball was ripped down the first base line. First baseman Cooper Palmer with the nice catch on the line drive, and just steps on the bag. That's a tough one as a runner, too. We talked about not running yourself out of an inning. You've literally got to freeze, stay home, and make sure it gets by, but work your way back to the bag.
He took a good secondary lead, and I'm not sure had he been trying to get back, if he'd have got there, he could have reached back maybe and tagged him. Yeah. So it would have been close, but you're right on your analysis of freezing on that line drive.
Yeah, and it's not only just freezing in that situation. You got to work your way back to the bag and make sure it gets past.
So runners in second and third now with 2 outs. First pitch, strike. To Grady Crouch. He didn't like that very much. Grady had a single his first time up. Got forced out at second base on the fielder's choice. Third ball just kind of slings the ball up there. He's been effective. You can't argue. Can't argue that. Next pitch. Swing shot down and inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from Ian Johnson's outside, stays out there. Ball 3. Now you're about to load the bases back up.
Well, and I think that's probably not a bad idea, and maybe kind of what we're thinking. Be careful and kind of pitch around him.
Brady Crouch hits one right back up the middle. Shortstop's got that. Over first with a 6-3. Put out the third out of the inning. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. After 1.5, it's the San Juan Broncos 8, Enterprise Wolves 1. You're on the V6 Media Network.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field. We've got a pitching change for the Enterprise Wolves. Trying to get that. That's big number 11. Left-hander. Enterprise, that's not 11. What's that number? 17, all right. Number 17. San Juan is Braden Gardner. So Braden Gardner, where did Sanderson go back to? He's back at third base, so Randall go back to second.
Yeah, looks like it.
Where'd Hyatt go?
Looks like he's in right.
Base hit off the bat of Brendan Bethea. The first pitch he sees. So Dallin Bowler must have came out of the ball game. He was DH for. So that's
Jackson.
Okay, the first pitch to Parker Snyder, hit right at the center field. Brady Crouch for out number 1 on the L8. It's happening too quick for me to keep up with here, Coach.
It's moving right along, that's for sure.
And second base, we've got Tracy Randall. Right. There's a ground ball. Play from first baseman Clint Bundy to go to second to get the lead out. On the fielder's choice, he gets Grant Bethea at second base. Just trades places with him, so we've got 2 outs. So Braden Gardner, big left-hander. He's going to face Jersey Neves, 267, 1 home run, 33 RBIs. There goes the runner, and that ball's lifted foul, fair just over Clint Bundy. He gets back and gets it for the P3 and out number 3. So they threatened, kind of. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. So at the end of 2.5, it's 8-1 favor of the San Juan Broncos. We'll be back on the V6 Media Network.
Central.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field on the V6 Media Network. 2A state baseball elimination game between the San Juan Broncos and the Enterprise Wolves. San Juan holds the advantage right now as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning. They're up 8-1. Ian Johnson's going to face Carson Stauffer, Tracy Randall, and Jake Sanderson. 2-3-4. His pitch down for ball 1.
Yes, Stauffer now doing the catching duties for the Enterprise Wolves. He started out on the mound.
not last long.
No, and we seen him pick off Jake Ivins off first base from catching, just on the throwback after the pitch, and got him out of a huge jam with the loaded bases because that was the third out of the inning.
Yep. Almost got him right there on that pitch. Jackson just kind of slings it up there. Ball 3. Check it out on V6 Media, folks. You want to see what we're talking about? Ian Johnson just kind of slings the ball up there, says, here, hit it. So far, Enterprise
and
been kind of meek in that
I
department.
think it's deceptive, too, because I think he hides it so well. He comes set, and then it's hard to pick up, and then all of a sudden the ball's on you. Stoffer looking at the dugout a little bit frustrated. Coach just kind of look back at him and say, you got to swing it.
That's it, yeah. That's going to get by. Good job there by Colin Baker to cut that one off. Or that could have been that inside the park home run you're talking about. He was one step away from missing that one. So a stand-up double off of the bat. Carson Stoffer to get things started. That's the fourth hit in the ball game.
Yeah, Baker really did a good job just to cut that one off in the gap, and then it was rolling at pretty good speed, and he put the glove down and was able to snag it and hold him to a double.
So that's left on the left. Trace Randall and Ian Johnson. Tracy popped up to Ian the first time up. Again, the third base line just pops one down the left field line. That's trouble. That's going to get by him. Good job to get over there and quick by Matt DeFea. Got back-to-back doubles. Leads to one run. For the Enterprise Wolves, cut the lead 8-2.
That's the thing, too. If you're San Juan, you've got to be able to score every inning and keep the pressure on these Enterprise Wolves. But if you don't, if you have another 4-pitch inning like you did the last inning, give them a chance to come in and they'll do that. They'll just sit and trade places with double after double. And
Enterprise is not going to lay down.
No.
Coach Scott teams don't do that. Not saying that James Nielsen teams do either. We saw yesterday that they don't, but they don't want to get the throttle stuck. There's one that's going to go down the line. That's going to be back-to-back doubles at least. Jason Randall's got good speed now. He's going to stay there with back-to-back doubles. We'll count for 2 runs and still nobody out in the inning.
And that is going to get the attention of Coach Jens Nielsen as he's going to call time and he's going to go out. This probably will be a pitching change because it's the head coach versus the pitching coach.
So 6 hits, 3 runs. Yep, so they're going to take the ball away while we're figuring things out. We'll be back on the V6 Media Network. Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here on the V6 Media Network from Larry H. Miller Field on the BYU campus. Elimination ball game. And the Enterprise Wolves will tighten things up. It's a 9-3 ball game now. They give the run to the wrong team there. They got it 9-2. It should be 8-3 by my count. New pitcher is Jake Ivins. He throws ball 1 to Clint Bundy. 2 runs across in the inning. Should make it 8-3. There's one that's going to hit right at the third baseman. Good job there to hold up and then take off. Again, almost slid by.
Yeah, it didn't hold the tag on him.
But the 5-3 put out is out number 1.
Yeah, and the third baseman now is actually Talon Mendoza.
All right, so
yep, they moved
Nees
at second base, yeah.
All right, Talon Mendoza at third. Jersey Neves at second.
Good looking curveball right there. First strike ball from Jake Ivins.
To Parker Staley. 1 out. Parker coming in 3-7-1 with 21 good minutes. Hits it straight up in the air. Second baseman out, center fielder in. Center fielder called him off. They have 8. Shallow to score Jake Sanderson. He's stranded there at third base.
Well, they almost forgot how many outs. Kind of acted like that might be out number 3, and then one of them communicated and said, "You better throw that in." And they come up with a pretty good throw to keep the runner who was not tagging there at third base, Jake Sanderson.
He already headed back, hadn't been paying attention to what was going on there in the outfield. So, Clayton Bowler gets plunked. So the hit by pitch.
Yeah, and Jake Ivins smiling about that one. He knows that ball just slipped. He didn't want that to happen, but now he's going to face Ty Staley, who had a nice base hit his first time up for a single.
So 2 outs, 1 out.
Yeah, 2 out. 5-3 infield.
Pitch. Miss. That Staley swung over the top of it. Looked like he took something off on that one. Tell if it curved at all, but it was changing velocity. That went straight change. That's number 30. Good stop there by Parker Snyder to keep both runners at first and third. Pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Good looking curveball on the inside part of the plate. Ty Staley just swinging right over the top of that. Defensively, holding the runner there at first. The Enterprise has first and third. Everyone else pretty much straight up.
There's a big hole there on the right side of the infield. Ty Staley could get one outside, or down the middle and inside out. That one, go to that hole over there.
And you might see Coach Bundy sending him down to second base now that they've got a couple of runs back, hoping to get him down to second base, and maybe a base hit would score 2, not just 1.
Looked like Ty Staley was looking to that right side. Had the pitch to do it with 2. Just got under it, lifted and foul off to the first base side. Breeze right straight out of the kind of northwest, straight out.
He got it on the short hop too. That was a really good play from Jake Ivins. Even filled that one and made the throw over there, and he comes off the mound super pumped.
So 2 hits, or 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. So at the end of 3 complete, it's the San Juan Broncos 8, Enterprise Wolves 3. We'll be back on the V6 Media Network.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here at Larry H. Miller Field. We're going to the top of the fourth inning. First pitch to Cooper Palmer, right there for strike one from Braden Gardner. Next pitch. That gets away from Carson Stofford. I'll even things up at 1-1. Cooper Palmer has a single, and he grounded out to second base and scored a run. 8-3 here. That one's lifted to center field. Brady Crouch on the horse. He's not going to get there. Cooper Palmer comes in with a stand-up double.
That was a well-hit baseball right there. Crouch has got really good speed out there in center field, but just no chance as he hit that one to the warning track right over the top of him.
So that's the 11th hit for San Juan in the ball game. That's going to bring up Ian Johnson. Oh, he kind of a defensive swing. Tries to hold up, but can't. Strike one.
Well, Johnson 2 for 2 with 2 singles, but this is the first time facing the lefty Braden Gardner.
That was outside. Good job for Stauffer to get out there. Next pitch, inside, ball 2.
Trying to pitch Ian Johnson, too, on the inside part of the plate. Want to try to jam him, see if they can't get him to pop up or roll over something.
They jammed him last time. He just kind of flicked the bat out there and hit it right center field. Right there, throw behind, see if they get Palmer getting a little bit too far off.
Well, Staley had the tag. Coach Bundy's, I'm sure, coached these Enterprise infielders up that on any plays of the bases, you keep the tag applied to him the whole time.
3 balls, 1 strike to Johnson. Next pitch right there down the middle for strike
2. Coach Nelson probably said, too, to his hitters, you got to see more than a few pitches.
That ball fouled off quickly down the first base side. Be the 7th pitch and the at-bat to Johnson. Left-on-left battle with Braden Gardner. We're at the top of the 4th inning of an 8-3 ball game in favor of San Juan, who's hitting with no outs in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Takes off the first base. He's going to get the base on balls.
Yeah, Gardner kind of tapped himself like, hey, I just missed that. That's on me. But San Juan already threatening here first and second with no outs.
So first pitch to Colin Baker. Third ball, kind of a lazy one. Kind of took a page out of Ian Johnson's book, and he kind of slung it up there, but ball 1. First and second, nobody out. Swing and miss. At the top of that one.
Coach Bundy, already made couple pitching changes, but decided to go to the lefty and give him a different look, and it worked really well that third inning. That 4-pitch inning put up the 0.
Right. We've got about 12 pitches this inning and one in the first and second.
Really trying to get that backdoor curveball across, and have to bring that in a little bit closer.
Two hoppers to the shortstop, Parker Staley. All he could do was go to second base for one. On the fielder's choice, Cooper Palmer moves over to third base. That gives us runners on the corner with one out. That's bringing up Talon Mendoza, who's been a tough out today. On the fielder's choice, and then two-run single, or double,
yeah,
back in the second inning. First pitch. I've got just a little piece of it.
They just kind of pulled off that a little bit. It was kind of down on the outside part of the plate. He kind of pulled off, trying to hit that one to the left center field gap.
Stuck in the glove, though, of course, is Stauffer. Nielsen sends the runner. Nope. Not by getting, but got behind Stauffer. He had no chance at that. The runs in the score on a wild pitch. So, that's the first error. Ball game for the Enterprise on the wild pitch.
Cooper Palmer comes in to score, and Ian Johnson goes down to, Colin Baker goes down to second base. First 3 at-bats. Every at-bat he's had an opportunity to drive runs in, and he's came in clutch and done just that.
So 2 more runs in the inning. That gives us an even 10-3 is the score.
Front hand through, stay strong with it, drive through the baseball, don't be pulling off.
So Ivans will step back in. He's got the count 1-1. Here's one out. Inning 2 runs already across, 10-3 in favor of San Juan. We're on the top of the 4th inning. That one's way outside and up. Ball 2.
Struggling. He had such a good 3rd inning, and now struggling here in the 4th.
That's it right back toward the shortstop. He's going to take it for 1, across the diamond for 2, for the 6-3 double play. They get Tyler Mendoza on the lead runner, and in the 3rd out is Jake Ivans there. So 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and no runners left on base. So at the end of 3.5, it's San Juan 10, Enterprise Wolves 3. They'll be coming to bat. We'll be back on the B6 Media Network.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
At V6 Media, we specialize in helping businesses tell their stories with powerful and engaging video. But telling your story is just the starting point. Telling it to the right people in the right place is how you make it count. Our team can help by delivering your ad in places like Google, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll make sure that your business is being seen. Your business has a story to tell. Let us help. V6 Media.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here, Larry H. Miller Field. Bottom of the fourth inning. Jackson Hyatt takes the first pitch from Jake Ivins for a strike. They find themselves down 10-3 here.
Yeah, San Juan just swung the bats extremely well this game.
Next pitch gets by Parker Schneider all the way back to the screen for ball one. That'll even things up at 1-1. This is the second of 4 ball games today. The loser here will come back in the nightcap tonight. And they'll play the Duchesne Eagles. That pitch stays inside, who put on a pretty good display themselves in our first game this morning. Next pitch. Right there, even things up at 2-2. Jackson Hyatt comes in hitting .222, 11 runs driven in, lined out to the first baseman, his first time up in the first part of a double play. They doubled off. Ty Staley on the line drive. That one's fouled off. Count's full. That was lifted towards the left side. Late charge from Brenton Bethea, but he gets in to get it for the F7 and out number 1. Gets back to the top of the lineup. Brady Crouch. He'll be followed by Carson Stoffer.
Yeah, Brady Crouch singled in his first at-bat and then grounded out to shortstop in his last at-bat.
Yeah, hard hit. But right at the shortstop. Curveball catches the corner for strike 1. Brady didn't like that much, but he'll step back in, take his chances on another one here. There's the pitch, and he gets another one. Just gets a little piece of that right there in the same spot. You're not going to get hurt down there.
No.
Jake Ivins hitting that low and away. Just getting the corner, barest corner of that strike zone. So it's 0-2 to Brady Crouch. Another curveball stays up. The San Juan crowd kind of hooting and hollering.
Yeah, getting a lot of fans not liking that one.
Next pitch, another curveball, and right in the same spot, and Ivins is dancing around out there. Not sure what he's dancing around for. Looks like that ball's up and out both to me, but what can I say? I'm 90 feet up above and behind here, ain't I, Tavin? Or 85 feet, that's what Tavin says. That's fouled off to the right-hand side. Tavin and Kenny in here with us from V6 Media.
That ball made it back down on the first base dugout. And you asked what a cougar tail was earlier, and I told you kind of a oversized maple bar. It says right there on the back of the dugout that it's the Donut of Champions.
Donut of Champions, huh? Okay. All right, we got a full count here. To Brady Crouch. Brady lifts that one to left field. Brenton Bethea coming in. Looks like he's camped under. Got it for the F7. Out number 2.
This might be the Branton Bethea inning.
The first 2 assists go to Branton Bethea in this one.
You know, Jake Ivins has came in with a little bit of swagger out there on the mound and come in and kind of shut the door last inning, and he's got the first 2 here in this bottom of the 4th.
Oh, the first pitch to Carson Stoffer's outside for ball 1.
Stoffer, fielder's choice, 6-4, and then doubled. He's the one that started the run-scoring inning for Enterprise.
That one's in the turf dirt, as we're going to call it today. Not to be confused with tough dirt, just turf dirt.
Yeah.
The 1-2-0 is upstairs for ball 3. Feels like we've been here all week, Coach.
We have almost.
There's the old automatic for strike 1. So Carson Stoffer step back in. He bats with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, and they're down 10-3 are the Enterprise Wolves. That's going to line drive. Oh, I thought maybe Garrett Young went up a little early, but he comes down with it for the L6 in the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. At the end of 4 complete, it's 10-3 in favor of the San Juan Broncos. We'll be back on the V6 Media Network.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Coach Labrum, he really loves to see the success of his players after baseball. He loves to see a lot of these young men he's coached be successful husbands, be successful in their jobs, be successful as fathers. That means a lot to him. I've heard him say it. It makes him proud to see these boys that he's mentored and coached grow up to be good people.
Okay. Willie Akers and Olin Anderson back here at Larry H. Midler Field on the V6 Media Network. It's 2A state baseball. It's an elimination game between the San Juan Broncos and the Enterprise Wolves, where San Juan holds the advantage 10-3 right now as we go to work in the top of the 5th inning here, Coach.
Yeah, right now it's just kind of been all San Juan. They started off that first inning getting the 3 runs. Enterprise came back and got 1 of their own. And then that second innings where they really opened it up, they got 5 runs and then held Enterprise scoreless and took an early 8-1 lead. But then Enterprise came back, picked up 2. San Juan did the same thing, so that's where we're at.
Last inning, just got them 2 right back. So that's going to put San Juan, number 9 hitter, Branton Bethea.
Well, just so everybody knows, the winner of this game will take on Duchesne here on this same field following the South Severe Kanab game. That game's scheduled for 4:30, and the winner of this one will play Duchesne at 7 o'clock.
First pitch is upstairs. Branton Bethea at 2 for 2 in the ball game. Next pitch upstairs for ball 2. So Braden Gardner, he's been kind of spotty finding the strike zone today. This is the first inning, that 4-pitch first inning he threw. That ball's whacked off to the right. Ooh, watch out there, Elliott.
Elliott got a chance, man.
Elliott, the V6 cameraman, just missed his chance. We're going to give him an error on that one.
He's got to take the hat off and use it like a glove. Shading his head over there from the sun, but use it like a glove. Snag that one.
Yeah. I mean, strike 2. I couldn't tell if he swung, and if that was a called strike, I was too busy watching Elliott over there down the first base line in the stands with the camera. That ball's driven. That's going to get all the way to the fence in the gap.
Triple here.
Branton Bethea's on his horse. Going to be closed. Oh. Gets in there, though. Stand-up triple.
Yeah, just and he gives the old Hulk look over there to the dugout, and players are fired up for San Juan. They're having a lot of fun in this game. And
if you're looking on, if you see the video giving the Hulk signal, the guy, he's the last one on the field that should be giving the Hulk signal there. He's pretty slight, but he put a charge into that one.
Well, and you on the flip side, you look at Enterprise, an emotional game with Kanab yesterday. Kanab beating them 6-2 and drops them into this loser bracket. They've played this same game back in March 10th, Enterprise 15, San Juan 0. That was early on, and you never know pitching matchups and some of those things, but a different ball game here today.
Yeah, a lot of things happen early in the year that you're really out of control of as you're looking at a lot of different people, a lot of different arms, playing a lot of different scenarios. So San Juan, when it counts, seem to be coming through. They got the 10-3 lead with the number 11 out there at third base. Strike, call.
Yeah, Parker Snyder, F8, got a base on balls and then flew out to center in his last at-bat. So Brady Crouch expecting some action out there.
That ball's hit right at the second baseman. He knocks it down, but the run's going to score. I'm going to go with the infield hit on that
me
one.
Too. I think you definitely got to score that as a base hit. Randall did all he could just to dive and knock the ball down. So Parker Snyder gets his first hit of the game and picks up an RBI.
14 hits in the ball game to go with the 11 runs. So that puts Parker Snyder at first and brings up Garrett Young. Left on left here. Ball gets to the inside corner for strike one.
Yeah, kind of a late call, but it looked like a strike, and the umpire says it was.
Yep. Garrett Young's right up on the, almost as close as he can get to the plate. Next pitch, lifted foul to the left-hand side for strike two. Got Bird in the press box here somewhere. Oh, somebody wanting to sell me insurance, Coach.
Hey.
Next pitch, that's hit right at, but right over the jumping Parker Staley at shortstop. Brady Crouch had a little trouble picking it up, but it's in there for a base hit.
Well, and good base running from Parker Snyder as he froze. He made sure that ball cleared Staley's head before he went to second base.
That's hit number 15 here. We're just in the top of the fifth inning. If you're doing the averages at home, yeah, that's 3 hits per inning. But
well, and really right now San Juan looking to go get 2 runs and then come up with 3 outs and end this one in 5.
Yep. Got a good start, no outs, a runner at second base. Braden Garner just kind of slung that one up there for ball one. Jersey Neves at the plate. 2 for 3 in the ball game, scored 2 runs. Oh, that's way up. Good job by Carson Stopper to go up there and get that one.
Well, and he snow-coned that one. He barely snagged it. That would have went to the backstop, and it would have moved up runners each 90 feet, and that would have put the 10th run in scoring position.
Base. That's exactly right. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off to the right-hand side for strike one. That makes the count 2-1. Umpire asking for some baseballs. Runners at first and second. 1 run across already in the inning. Ooh, nice pitch.
Yep.
Comebacker. There, started that inside, brought that back in, but that tail, natural tail of the left-hander. For strike two, eating things up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball hit towards the third baseman. Goes to second for 1. On a transfer, he drops it, but they get the out on the runner there. First base, the first out, everybody else.
Well, you can just see it in the demeanor of Randall there at second base, just super frustrated. They're not happy with the way they're playing right now.
Well, Well, I'm not sure if he comes up with a clean anyway that he's going to get Jersey Neves. He runs good. That brings up Cooper Palmer, the first baseman, big left-hander, so it'll be left on left. Stoffer out calling the defensive signals. Cooper Palmer 2 for 3 in the ball game. Had that double his last time up. Hit almost out there where the Y is in left center field at about 395 foot. Bounced right there, I should say, and one hop to the fence. Fouls that off to the left-hand side for strike one. Cooper's not one of the fleet foots like the others. He's a pretty stocky kid. They'd get around there good. And hitting 371 or 377, 2 home runs and 31 runs driven in. So swing and a miss. There goes the runner. They're going to throw down, but Trayson Randall comes up to try and cut the throw it off just in case the runner took off for home, but no go.
Yeah, first base coach looks down to Cooper and says, hey, here we go. We got him down there for you.
Strike two, just like you said. Pick him up, go get 3 outs, go take a break till you hit the night.
Now Coach Bundy's going to bring everybody in. They got to cut their run off. They don't want to give up these 2 runs here. Now they're going to actually I thought they were going to put him on first the way the umpire was pointing, but he's basically saying, hey, make sure I give you time before you step out.
Yeah, if it was a left on right, maybe I think you'd do that, but left on left, you're hoping that your left-hander can win this battle here.
Well, yeah, and 0-2, the count didn't make sense, but the umpire was just saying, hey, before you pointing to the batter, before you step out, you make sure I award you time.
That's exactly right. So 1 out in the inning. 11-3 with runners at second and third. That was way outside. Trying to get him to fish outside on the 0-2, but Cooper Palmer says, I ain't going to do that. I got my eye on 2 runners out there. See if he can do the job here. He's trying to just get the bat on the baseball. He's protecting there.
Well, if you take a look at the outfielders, left field obviously a little bit more shallow. Center field, Brady Crouch is shading the right side, but he's fairly deep. And then right field, shading the line and really deep. But it creates a lot of space because these San Juan hitters they've got the capability of driving it over an outfielder's head.
Just gets a piece of that one. You're right. Like we talked about Cooper Palmer, 377 and 2 home runs. He's driven in 31 already on the season.
Yeah.
I think he's driven in a couple here in the ballgame too, but so 1 ball, 2 strike count to Cooper Palmer on its way. He rips one towards the first base and he kind of drops the baseball, but picks it up, steps on for the second out on the G3. Out number 2.
Well, and Bundy did a nice job to knock that one down. It held the runner at third base, and then he gets the out.
So they'll move the infield back, normal depth. That brings up Ian Johnson. 2 for 2 on the ball game with a walk and a run scored. Left on left here. First pitch down. Good stop there by Stoffer to keep the ball in front of him.
And not getting a real big lead on the base pass. They're just really just hoping for Johnson to drive him in.
That one, that would have done it. Just foul though.
Missed it by a foot down the right field line, just over the top of Bundy, but foul.
Yeah, and that would have ended up down there, probably hit that where it juts out there, or close, or gone right on down the corner. You would hope, if you're Enterprise, they would hit that jut, bounce out to your right fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike, curve ball. Lou says that catches the corner. Big old sweeper there.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of curve balls from Gardner, but a nice pitch right there for strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I think I would come back to that same pitch, maybe even a little bit farther outside. Nope, comes inside. He should have said what I said. Should have done what I told you, dude. He hits one left center field. That's going to score the 2 runs. That will be the 10-run deficit.
Yeah, now San Juan still, obviously Runners first base now with 2 outs. They're still not done here, but that does give them the 10-run cushion for them defensively. They can go out and get 3 runs and shorten this game.
16 hits, 13 runs, no errors. Well, I have one error on San Juan. The scoreboard doesn't have it up there. They're being friendly. We had that wild pitch. No, that was on the Enterprise. First pitch in the dirt. In the turf dirt to Colin Baker for ball 1. Ian Johnson won the battle of the lefties out there. Got 2 RBIs. So 13-3. 3 runs across in the inning on 4 hits in the inning. There are 2 outs. Colin Baker's at the plate with a 1-ball count. There's one that's hit right at the shortstop. Oh, they just slam bam there on the 6-3 put out. Colin Baker, he gets down that line good, but the damage is done. The San Juan Broncos here in the top of the 5th come up with 3 runs. They do so on 4 hits, no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So at the end of 4 1/2, it's 13-3 in favor of the San Juan Broncos. The Enterprise will come to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they're going to come up with at least 1 run to extend the ball game. We're on the V6 Media Network.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Okay, Willie Akers, Nolan Anderson back here. Enterprise is down to their 3rd out, or 3 outs, now down to 2 outs as Trayson Randall lines the first pitch from Jake Ivins right at shortstop Gary Young for out number 1 on the L6.
Yeah, and if you look at your book, the last 4 hitters, you got F7, F7, L6, L6.
Been hitting the baseball.
You see a pattern there?
Yeah. You know, looking there, though, they took a lot of pitches. They've, 6, 5, 6. That was the first pitch swing there, and that one's another first pitch swing fouled off by Jake Sanderson. Jake's the big stick in the lineup. 395, 3 home runs, 22 driven in. Clint Bundy on deck. 317, 18 driven in. Here's a 0-1 way outside from Jake Ivins. For ball 1, that evens things up 1-1. Down to 2 outs here are the Enterprise Wolves. Curveball. Oh, got Sanderson jumping back out of the way. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's driven foul right past Kyle Bundy. If he was leading, he might have reached down and grabbed that one.
Yeah, the thing this does, too, is if they can get 2 outs and go ahead and close the door on this one in 5, then that's going to save some pitches for Jake Ivins and some of these other San Juan pitchers.
That ball's lifted to the right-hand side. Cooper Palmer says he's got it. He does for out number 2 on the P3. Enterprise down to their last out. It's going to be up to Clint Bundy.
Clint Bundy grounded out to shortstop and grounded out to 3rd his last at-bat.
He hit the ball hard both times, just right at somebody. Well, no, the one out there to Garrett Young to the shortstop. That first inning was one that he had to dive. There's the curveball dialed in for strike 1.
Yeah, and the thing with Jake Ivins is ever since he's came in, he's had the mojo factor out there on the mound, like he's in charge, and he's thrown really well.
That ball's lifted foul for strike 2. Next pitch upstairs for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. New life.
Ivan's having some fun out there. You see him smiling after every pitch. Bundy stays alive, fouls a curveball back.
Enterprise needs 1 run to extend this ball game, or we're going to end it on the 10-run rule after 5. That one stays upstairs. Even things up at 2-2. Next pitch, curveball. Woo! We've seen that called a strike today.
Pretty close.
We have seen that one called a strike, but not this time. There's another one that's lifted towards the center field. That's going to be down for a base hit. So, new life.
Got an update from Kearns. Canyon View 14, Union 9 at the end of 3. So Union making a little run. It was 8-2 early on, and now it's 14-9.
Yep, for the you out in the Uinta Basin listening to us today here on V6 Media, 14-9. Union coming back after being down by 7. So here's Parker Staley. Takes the curveball for strike 1. Clint Bundy out there. They got a pinch runner. Who is that? Can't read the number. We got a pinch runner out there for Clint. Up. San Juan looking to try and close us out. That just gets just a piece of it. Hits it towards his teammate in the on-deck circle on the third base side. Umpire going out. I guess he's going to hand the ball himself personally to Mr. Ivins. Comes back, takes the foul ball from Ty Staley. We'll do this again. 0-2, 2 outs.
Kind of interesting. Instead of just throwing the ball back or give it the catcher, umpire walks it out to him.
I think maybe talking to him about the smile out there. We don't want to cause any
maybe something like that.
Ill feelings, you think? There's the pitch down in the dirt, in the turf dirt there for ball 1.
I do think he wanted to take a chance to take a moment to at least talk to the pitcher. We don't know exactly what it was about.
So the 1 ball, 2 strike count. There's the pitch. It's lifted weakly towards left field. Oh, that's going to do it. There's on the P6, out number 3.
Yeah, and that was just a really good job of Garrett Young going and getting that flare. Literally is what it was, kind of just a flare into short left field, and from his shortstop position, just hung up there long enough for Garrett Young to run that down, and that's going to be the ball game.
Yeah, so the 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and 7 runners left on base for the Enterprise Wolves. San Juan, they come up with the 13 runs. They do it on 16 hits. I have them down for 1 error, and they left 5 on base. So we'll have another ball game here about 4:30. That's going to be the championship bracket game between the South Sevier Wolves and the Kanab Cowboys. We want to thank you all for listening. You've been listening on the V6 Media Network. We'll see you later.